Hey everyone, this is Sophia, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my 4-week project that I made this semester. So to start off, my project this semester was a typography self-portrait. When I started off, my objective was to further delve into some typography skills that I worked at last year. I did a little bit last year with Photoshop and typography, but I wanted to expand a little more this year. I was planning on doing something similar to what Nils, one of the students from last year, did. And so that's kind of what I was hoping to do, but over the course of the 4 weeks, my project kind of expanded and changed a little bit from what I was first thinking. So I ended up changing everything a little bit when it was said and done. I still stuck with the typography, but instead of making the words form into the shape of my photo, I pulled out highlights and I fit the words into different colors to hopefully fill up the frame a little better. Here's my project plan that I made at first. Obviously, I had to change it a bit. Week 1, I was going to watch some tutorials and practice. Week 2, I was going to try to get a solid picture that I was going to use for my project. Week 3 was working on typography. 4, I was hoping to be done and just finish up everything. I didn't actually do anything for week 5 and 6. I was done by then. I had to change my stuff a little bit, but for the most part I was able to stick to the project plan pretty decently. So I'm going to show you how I made my project. If you want to start with a Photoshop, just open a new Photoshop file and then grab your picture. Here's the one that I used. You can use any picture really that you want. Just drag and drop it onto there. It'll take a little bit. There we go. And the first thing you need to do is to change the picture to black and white and kind of monochromatic. So if you go to channels and you hide everything except for the red, that will leave you with a nice black and white there, which is what you want. So if you go back to layers, go to the selection tool here, and if you just drag for a small section of, you can see there's white, there's black, gray, different colors, but I want to do the white first. Go to select and then similar, and it'll toggle everything that is white that's the same color there. So from there, go to make a new layer and hide the background of the picture. And then you can go to brushes, and I downloaded a couple of brushes with different words that I wanted. You can really do whatever you want. You could even make your own brushes, which is what I did for a couple of these. So pick a good size, and for this one, you can do any color you want. I'm just going to do blue just for fun. So just kind of click around and fit the word in. It's not going to obviously fit the whole word in everywhere, but that's okay. You want it to kind of seem like it's just hidden behind the background there. It'll give you more depth to your picture. Do a couple different sizes, different words throughout, and it'll give your picture a deeper sense. So you do that throughout, and that's what you do there. So then I go back to the portrait and I highlight it again, go over to channels and turn it back to just the red again. Go to selection, and now I'm going to select the black. Again, you go to select and similar, and it selected everything that's black for me. Go back to layers and make a new layer once again. Hide the portrait, and maybe I want to have a solid color. Maybe I don't want to have any words in there. So I'm just going to pick a random color and use my paintbrush tool and fill in everything. So when I highlight everything. It looks a lot better when you get more words in, but that takes a lot of time, so I'm not going to do the whole project for you right now. I'll show you what my thing looked like when everything was all done. And that is my final project there. I had to go in a little bit, touch up around like the eyes and stuff, because they didn't look so great. You couldn't really see. Let's see if I can figure out what layer that was. There we go. With just the words, there was really no depth there and you couldn't see them, so I had to create another layer and add some black in there, and I think that helped to highlight that a little bit better. So that's basically how I made my project. Alright, so there's the final product again. And so my overview. In the past, I've had a lot of trouble kind of making sure that I get everything done in the time frame that I had set out for my project plan. But this year, I think I made a more realistic project plan. Even though I did end up changing it a bit, I was able to get everything done, and I even got done a little bit ahead of time, which I've never done actually before. Normally, I'm going till the very, very last minute. I mean, I've always had to change my project plan, but this time it wasn't so bad. It was only a small setback and really nothing at all, because it didn't change my plan so much as just changing a little bit of the ideas. My final project, I was pretty proud of how it turned out actually. It was a lot different from what I was first thinking of when I started out in week 1, but I really do like how it ended up, and I like how it was more unique than anything I've ever done. Because most years I kind of follow a tutorial to make my project and I just stick with what that says. But this year I thought I'd expand a little bit on my knowledge. So I just took some basics from different tutorials, and then I was able to kind of make my own project, which was cool to see because it turned out a lot more unique than anything I've done in the past. So I really did enjoy this project a lot. It was a lot of fun. It took some time, but the end product was definitely worth it. So thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope that you learned something and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.